Hey y'all, thank you so much for joining us. So in this next sequel video, it's going to be a little bit more comprehensive. It's going to test your knowledge of the last couple videos we've made and also extend that knowledge. And it's going to be a lot of fun to do together because I promised you that we were going to um, essentially create the persons table based on the finance and operations framework. The persons table is literally the exact same concept as the contacts table in Dynamics 365. It just has a little different kind of framework for it, but it's the same kind of relationship to this customer's V3 table. And the other thing that we're going to go ahead and do is we'll populate it with some data, and then we're going to create a relationship between the persons table and this customer's V3 table. And the final thing we're going to do is we're going to leverage that relationship to pull the metadata using an inner join statement to pull the metadata from the customer's V3 table um, using the person record. So let's go ahead and just do it, right? Let's just have some fun. So let's go ahead and create our table. We're going to call it persons, just like in FNO. We'll indent. First field, I'm going to call it person ID. It's an integer, aka GUID. Customer ID, this is critical. This is for the relationship. Email, this is going to be a varchar. In fact, everything else is going to be a varchar. That's how it is in their database. We'll give them a job title. I suspect they have a first name and a last name. And then we'll terminate. We'll execute. And then instead of refreshing here, because it takes too long, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect from the server and I'll reconnect to the database and connect. I'll go to databases. Sorry guys about all these hits I'm getting on my watch. Just keep getting texts. Okay, so let's go to our databases and see if we created our table successfully. We've done this before, right? So I don't see why our table wouldn't be there. Here's our persons table. Does it have columns that we created? It does. Person ID, customer ID are our GUIDs. Email, job title, first name, last name are all our strings, aka varchars. Okay, great. I love it. I love it. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and populate this table. And we'll just do it in the same query. Why would we create overhead and create another query? I don't like multiple tabs. I hate it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and leverage that insert into statement. Remember that one? So we're going to insert into persons now, and it gives us that little icon that helps you kind of identify, oh, what am I inserting into? Oh, well, it looks like a table. Person ID. This is pretty WYSIWYG, honestly. Even if you're just getting into SQL, I remember when I first started, I really felt like it was one of the easiest programs to use. Um, so it just kind of depends. And then remember, don't forget your values param here, or your values statement. And then remember to align, right? Align the fact that the columns that you've selected to insert into, you need to make sure that you pass those values in the same order, okay? Or it will mess everything up. Don't mess anything up. So the ID I'm going to give my person is just going to be 9685231. It doesn't even matter to me right now. What does matter to me is the customer ID. And so I kept this open so that I could see that. 8561423. Okay. 8561423. And then email address, make sure you use single quotes. That's how SQL works when you're talking about strings. Make sure you truly terminate. Did I get that right? No, I had it right. There you go. Okay. Hover over this, execute it. All right, you got your row. Let's take a look. Do we have a successful row in our persons table? Yes, we do. We got our person ID, our customer ID, our email address, our job title, first name, last name. Beautiful. All right. Good work, everybody. All right. So, next thing we're going to do is actually not as hard as you would think. Okay. It's an inner join. An inner join, what it means is that there is the same key in two different tables. That's all it means. And you're going to get these questions in interviews and they're going to confuse the hell out of you, like the difference between an inner join and an outer join. And I still don't quite truly understand it, and it may not truly ever matter, but just know that you can join different tables based on foreign keys. That's all it is. As long as you can do your job, just you're good to go. So anyways, with that being said, um, make sure that what you're going to do here is you're going to go ahead and go here, and let's go ahead and expand upon this. Select, and then what you're going to say is persons. And before we go any deeper here to why we're doing the inner join, you guys, okay? Why would you want to do the inner join? Because some of you might ask yourself, why would you do the inner join? Why would you join anything? Because there's a standard join that you can use that just joins the tables based on a key, and it's like exactly the same thing as an inner join technically, um, or an outer join. But I guess why would you want to do it? I'll give you the most simple example and answer for that. Um, so you know how in the persons table we have the number that represents the customer ID of Global Incorporated 8561423. That's meaningless to us right now. So let's just say that Global Incorporated had 300 fields on it, of which mean a ton of stuff to us, a lot of valuable information. It's got like email addresses, it's got contact information, it's got financial information that we want to look at. It's just got a boatload of information on it that we want to know about it. Well, 8561423 doesn't help me at all. But 8561423, I have that number right now at a person level, and 8561423 exists on the customer table. So maybe I can get some information now because I have the key. So now I'm going to write this out for you guys, and then I think you'll understand then. So let's see. So what I'm going to say here is persons has a parameter that I'm really interested to use to get into the door, to get into the door. And I'm going to say, okay, customers V3 has a parameter that I want called name that I have no conception of right now from my table, persons. And you know what? You know, what the hell? I would like to get even more out of it. I'm kind of greedy about it, and I want the country region. And you know what? I want the customer group value. You see where I'm going with this? And I also want, the street, and I also want the zip postal code. Okay. And where am I getting all of this from? Like, what's the basis for my SQL query here for my join? The person's table, of course. That's where I'm. That's my fundamental basis from how I'm actually asking for this data. Right now, inner join. You could use the word join, just join if you wanted to. Okay, just so you know. But this is correct, like best practice syntax. Okay, I've been using join for years. Um, customers, customer v3 on persons dot customer ID. Notice how I did this. I'm accessing the persons table, the customer ID attribute. So I'm performing an inner join on persons table on dot the customer ID attribute being equal to, and then I'm going to do the same thing for the other party involved, the other party being customer v3 dot customer ID. That's it. If I select all this, you might expect me to get some useful data. I'm going to execute. And there you have it. Based on the customer ID, I was able to get the name, the country region, the customer group, the street, and the zip postal code. And there you have it. So today we created a table. We inserted a row with a valuable unique identifier for the parent customer. And based on that parent customer, we were able to join um, using this query. And based on that join, we were able to access vital data about that parent customer. And if that parent customer had really, really useful information on it, which most of your customers usually do, and they want it for their integrations, well, then all of a sudden it becomes extremely valuable. And you can create some wonderful solutions, some really elegant solutions for them in your integrations for them. So, I wish you the very best. I will be creating more SQL videos and more Power Platform videos throughout my career. I just love doing it. I love helping people, and I really hope that that any of my videos help at least just one person. I really do everything that I do with a lot of passion and with a lot of love and care. So I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season. Thank you so much for watching.